how's everybody doing?
Oh, hey everybody.
Oh man.
Welcome back.
I'm so excited for this show. It's
Yeah,
great. Thanks for
fun.
trudging through the rain.
We appreciate it.
The rain's the
It was
worst.
soggy out there.
I know. I was telling Tony I get clammy hands when it rains.
Sure.
Is that a thing? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe it makes you nervous. There's something about it that just sets you off.
I get nervous around the rain.
Yeah.
This is going to happen. Justin, looking good.
Yeah,
Change
fantastic.
it up a little bit.
What was that?
Change it up a little bit.
No.
No.
Just
No, that's
Normal.
You've always worn that wig and we just never noticed?
what wig?
That's why we got him here, folks.
Well, you know, it's October. It's a little spooky. It's a little ominous.
Absolutely.
Outside, you know, something really weird happened to me, me and the gang.
It was a true caper.
We were goofing off, you know, like usual, and then everything just got shut down, and before we knew it,
we were well past our bedtimes and in there way too late.
We were just locked in here.
All night.
But, you know, it is October. It's Halloween time, and
seemed appropriate.
Something very weird happened. It was a little scary at first,
a little
but
spooky.
We were visited by a lot of the authors that we've lost over the years. They live here.
Apparently it's a conduit for authors who are dead.
Who knew? But so we decided we're an interview show. We might as well interview them. So
And they were game, so we're like, hey, why not?
yeah. So we interviewed some authors.
Yeah, check it out, guys.
It was promised that cigarettes would kill me, but when Brown and Williamson failed to deliver the lying bastards, my front steps were rather more hospitable.
Hello, I'm Jack London. My first wife was a wolf. My second wife, a younger, prettier wolf.
I am William Shakespeare. And who did thou say these heavenly angels who paint my mind with such fantastic words and visions are? The insane clown posse? Wootith, wootith! Oh.
I'm Hunter S. Thompson. Do you think that they'll let me take this ether into the Super Bowl?
Well, needless to say, it's a pretty wild night. Throughout the show, we'll check in with some more authors because
Pepper a few
they
in.
just started coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, we actually asked them to stop at a certain point, and we're more or less sort of obligated socially to just keep filming them. We're like, we all just kind of wanted to get some Z's at a certain point.
It was like, oh boy,
Yeah, right.
Bukowski tends to.
Yeah, we left. We told him to go back to the bathroom where he stayed.
But our first guest is alive and kicking, better than anybody.
Yes.
She's been on the air for 32 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
A television icon. She's won dozens of awards. She's on over 200 PBS stations. A lot of people don't know that it shot right here. She's
A local treasure.
local.
It's true, yeah.
But it's
I've
a
been so
nationwide
excited
show.
for this show.
It's amazing. She was just inducted into the Fitness Hall of Fame. Mary Ann Wilson. Woo! Justin learned your theme song.
Hey, how about that?
Just for you.
Isn't that great?
It is. Thank you.
He's very excited. How's it going?
Good.
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 Yeah. Well, I guess right out of the gate, I wanted to know, how did this all start? Like, you know, you become a phenomenon. It feels like overnight, maybe, but it was probably a bit of a.
It's been a long time,
Yeah,
really.
right?
I started out my profession as nursing.
Yeah.
Then I became an aerobics instructor with Fitness Follies. I don't know if anybody used to take that. That's here.
Oh, some Fitness Folly fans.
Yay!
Good. Yeah.
And then I was asked to do a class for older audiences, and they were ranged from 70 to 90 years old. And I could see that they needed something different from what I was doing.
Sure.
They really needed to work on their posture, to work on their breathing. I like to strengthen their muscles.
Sean, straighten it up a little bit there.
The strings pulling up the spine.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah. And then getting enough air, getting all the oxygen that they can out of every breath.
Yeah.
That's important because it, we need it for the brain, we need it for the whole body.
Right.
And so after a while, I noticed people saying, I can go out the driveway and look over my shoulder. Yeah. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, what are they doing? What were they doing before that?
Right, yeah.
And then just different small things, like I don't drop things as much anymore because
a little more dexterity.
Yes, and I don't trip over my feet as I walk, and I can look out instead of having to look down.
Yeah.
So I decided, I took a video of my class, took it to all the TV stations, and they watched the video. They said, that's really sweet. Okay. That's nice. But no. And then I went to KSPS.
Yeah.
And Bill Stanley, he sat there, he watched, and he just nodded his head. And I said, what do you think? He said, well, we haven't done a production locally for a long time.
Right.
He said, but maybe this is something we can do. So I left, and it took 9 months of my going back and saying, oh, have you talked to your production crew yet? Because that was always the reason.
You're a little timid, man.
Yeah. But finally, he said yes. I invited him to lunch, and I noticed that, the lunch hour was kind of going pretty fast, and it was an hour, and I'm thinking, when are we going to talk about the show? And finally I said, so what do you think? He said, yeah, can you do 30 shows in 2 weeks? And I thought, sure. I wasn't going to turn that down.
Well, sure, yeah.
So that's how it got started. And
then you had to figure out how to do 30 shows in 2 weeks, yeah?
Oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. Yeah. But we did get it done. Poor Bob Lawrence,
Bob Lawrence, a producer right here.
I walked in the first day and I told him, well, I think I have 2.5 shows. And he goes, what? Anyway, somehow we got through it.
Yeah.
And so the rest is history. We had to get 35 shows, 35 stations signed up for that first offer. Round. And we got over that, so.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
And then it just picked up from after that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's over 200 now, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so crazy. I do a really good Bill Stanley impression.
Oh, do you?
Hello, movie lovers. I'm Bill Stanley. That's how I get the Saturday Night Cinema gig.
I know. I love that show. And I used to do the same thing. I used to imitate him and think, I wonder if I could ever do that.
Yeah.
Hello, movie lovers. He used to get that
really
character into it.
Well, I would love to co-host sometime.
Okay.
Pick a movie. Now, what kind of impact do you want to have on your audience and people in general who may not know? I don't know if they're living under a rock. But.
Oh, yes. No. Well, I think we're even seeing the impact now. But I just want to teach people that exercise is not hard. Yeah. It's just movement.
Yeah.
And your body was designed for movement, and if we don't move, we'll pay the price.
Right.
And so I like to make exercise fun, and I like to make it functional. I want them to enjoy exercise, and I want them to enjoy their life, because once they're moving and they don't have as much pain and stiffness and it opens up a whole new world for them.
Yeah.
So I really want to I want to change their lives. And
well, you actually have some testimonials one of our writers, Riley here, is going to read a couple of just some people that you've affected and changed their lives. And
Hello.
It's amazing.
Nice to see you again.
Okay.
So I have a couple testimonials that I'd like to read off. The first one comes from Monty C., PhD, LCDC, Houston, Texas. I was in the hospital and unable to walk more than 10 yards. I began exercising with you from the TV in my room. To the surprise of the doctors and myself, I walked out of the hospital 5 months later. I believed then, and continue to believe now, that your exercises did more for my recovery than any other treatment procedures.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And this next one comes from Betty T. from Fowlerville, Michigan. My doctor asked me what had changed since my last yearly checkup, as my blood pressure had changed from 142/80 to 116/70. The only difference was that I had been exercising with Sit and Be Fit daily for about 3 months. She said to keep up the good work. A week later, I had received the results of the blood work and another pleasant surprise. My cholesterol count was 180, down from 207 last year.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
You know,
amazing. Yeah.
And when a lot of people watch, they see, oh, it's Sit and Be Fit, and
Right.
people are just sitting there.
Right,
But really,
exactly.
it does make a big
Oh,
difference
it
in people's
does.
lives.
You bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
I'm
fantastic.
excited. That's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
It's so we get letters, we get emails, we get phone calls telling us the very similar stories, and I'm just always so impressed by how many chronic conditions they can have, or that they're in the hospital recovering from an injury, and their monumental spirit. They're not going to give up, and I feel like I'm their friend to help them.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Oh, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're still going strong.
Yep.
You got a next season coming up.
Yep.
Anything else coming up?
We had a viewer who asked us to do a lymphedema tape or DVD and maybe do something on the shows. And so we actually did that. There will be a show on lymphedema. And,
Can you tell us what lymphedema is?
Lymphedema, okay. Everybody knows the circulatory system, the respiratory system, but nobody knows what the lymphatic system does. And it is kind of a bridge between the arteries and the veins, and it's like a clearinghouse to get rid of toxins. And the way we do that is, it doesn't take very much. Now, if you have lymphedema, they do suggest having a lymphedema physical therapist show you various massages or whatever. But, really, it doesn't take very much, just a light stroking. We all have to keep that lymph moving.
Okay.
And so that's basically what the
new program
tape does, yeah.
Okay, great.
Right.
Oh, right.
So we hope she's happy with it when she sees it. It was her impetus, that.
So if you need a custom DVD for a special... I'm joking, of course. Well, now, the audience has been sitting for a while.
Yep.
We thought maybe we'd ask you to
That sounds good.
give a demonstration,
Okay.
a routine for
You bet.
everybody.
You bet.
Would everybody like to participate in that? Yeah? Fantastic.
Okay, you're going to have room.
Do you want to sit? We'll have you come over here on your...
I'll be over there, and I'll take off my jacket. You want to have room so you don't hit the person next to you. And the first thing I'm going to go through is good posture.
Oh,
and
right out of the gate, I
right
think I'm
out
not
the
going
gate.
to
Yep.
do very well.
Now, you have sits bones that you sit on. I want you to put your hands under your bottom and feel those sits bones. Now you can feel if the weight's evenly distributed. Once it's evenly distributed, I don't want you rocking back on your tailbone. I want you to stay right there and take your hands out. Now the next thing we have to get into alignment are the hips and the rib cage. So if you put your fingers on your hip bones and your thumbs on your rib cage, now lengthen that space between, and then we're going to go up to the shoulders, sweep across, roll it back, touch the chin, and pull it back so you have a double chin. And then if there's a little shelf on the back of your head, I want you to pull up on it. And there you go. There you are.
This is really hard, Marianne. I got confused past shoulders.
Okay, and roll your shoulder back and leave it there. Roll this shoulder back and leave it there. Now relax the shoulders. Okay, now you're in perfect posture. All your organs are going to work a lot better, and you're going to breathe a lot better. So put your hands on your belly. This, I know we are told to hold it in, but I want you to relax the belly. Relax it.
Jeff's got it.
Take a deep breath. Let that belly expand forward, sideways, and into the back. It takes a lot of practice to do this right. I want to do it twice with you. Let's do it. Big breath in. And slowly breathe out. When you breathe out, let it go slowly. That's a very relaxing breath when you let the breath go slow and long. Let's try it one more time. Big breath in. And breathe out. You should be able to feel that. Now, we're going to go up to the rib cage. And when you breathe in, this time, you're going to breathe in to the belly, but I want you to breathe into the ribs, so much so that you should see the ribs parting, and also into the back of the ribs. So let's give it a try. If you put your fingers together here, now take a deep breath in, let it go up, and slowly out. One more time, big breath, and let it go. Okay, good job. So that's half of it. Now,
Half.
You got this, Ryan. You got this.
I can really feel it though. Are you all? It feels amazing, right?
you feel more alert,
Yeah.
for sure. And then now when I do, I don't do choreography like most instructors do, you know, so many beats per minute and this and that. I get an idea, and sometimes the music is what triggers the idea. And the idea is a theme I sort of play on with the music. And so the routine I'm going to do with you today is on this gentleman here. And I don't know if you can see his picture.
It's like that's
Does
Peter
anybody-
Sellers as Inspector
Yep,
Clouseau.
Peter Sellers and the Pink Panther. Well, I just love this man because he makes me laugh. And he's one of the most, well, he's just a super comedy actor. He's British, and he impersonates a French police detective. He's probably the most bumbling police detective in the world. But he does not think so. He likes to look the part, and he likes to put on all the paraphernalia, you know, to make him look like he's a real detective. And so the funny thing about him, he has a couple of strange traits. One is he loves to tiptoe around and make people think he's looking for clues. And then his other trait that just cracks me up because I'm a lot like it, he can't make up his mind. He's indecisive. He says no, and then he says yes, and then no, and yes. Well, anyway, a couple of these traits I've put in to this routine, and it's to the theme of the Pink Panther, pretty much.
I think this is really amazing that you're watching the Pink Panther and you're like, that's it.
An inspiration
Really,
strikes.
it's just a feeling, you know,
Yeah.
that I get. And I want to go over a few of the movements, and I want you to try it with me because I'm big on technique, and it's not just a bunch of movements. It's something you're doing for your body. For example, when we start, you come up on your toes, put your hands here, push your heel down. You're working your calf muscle right there. Now, to get your shoulders into it, give a little attitude here. Look over the
Oh, yeah.
shoulder. There you
Hey,
go.
you're getting pumpkin spicy over there. Sean.
I'm not that basic, Ryan. Come on.
Now, even if you're seated or standing and you want to bend over, you do not bend from the waist. You want to bend from the hips. That's why I always say hip hinge. So when you bend forward, bend on your hip hinge, and then come back. Now we're going to walk down the legs. So it's hip hinge and walk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when you come back up, you're going to squeeze the shoulder blades, and that's strengthening your postural muscles. So, and then we're going to work on the abdominals. You have a big muscle going all the way around your body. It's flat, it's the deepest one there. And all you have to do to exercise it is pull it in, tighten. So let's try it. Do it with me. Breathe in, now breathe out, and tighten, 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 tighten. Good. Now there's another set of muscles. There are actually 4 sets, but the other sets are oblique muscles. They run diagonally down and diagonally up your body. So you need a different movement to exercise those. So put this arm up. And oh, by the way, you want to mirror me. My right hand's up, so your left hand should be up. Okay. And then the left hand is down. Now, pull in that transverse muscle and lift your knee. Now bring the elbow right over the knee and back. Do it again. Tighten.
Oh, yeah.
Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's try it.
Oh, yeah.
Just to even you out. We'll try it on the other side. This hand up, this hand down. Now tighten that transverse and tighten the obliques. Tighten.
Jesse's got it. That's
Okay, so you see, we've done a lot of work, and you're going to be doing this in 3 minutes, you know. The next thing, the glutes. Okay, these are big muscles, and they need to be strong because we need them for walking. And so I want you to just squeeze the buttocks together and then release. Now, if you're doing this right, I should see you come up about an inch off your chair.
Oh boy.
And you should see
I
me.
am not known for my rear end. I never know that of an inch.
You're going to have a nice rear
flat
end after
shear.
this. Okay. Okay,
I'm doing
let's
this
do
one
it
at
4 times. Squeeze and release. Squeeze. Is everybody lifting off their chair? Squeeze.
I mean, I've got some cushioning,
Squeeze.
so I don't think I can.
So who said that you can't sit and be fit?
Yes.
Okay. So let's put on some music.
Put on some music and we'll do it all together. I
Yeah.
think they actually have music in the back. Here we
Okay.
go.
Push
All
down
right.
the heels. These are your calf muscles. Hip hinge. Walk down, 2, 3, and squeeze those shoulder blades. Hip hinge.
Oh, it goes much faster.
And squeeze again. Shoulder lift. 2 lifts. Okay. Push the arm forward. Take it to the back. Reach across. Now, shake your head no. Now shake it yes. No? Yes. Okay. Take it around. Sit tall. Say no. Yes. No. Yes. Okay. Now, this works your brain. Anytime you cross the center of the body.
I feel like a cat.
Now, bring your hands here. I call this the diagonal reach. Reach. And reach. Now this side, reach. All the way through your fingertips. 1 more. Okay. Across your body. Get ready to tiptoe and snap. Now circle your leg in 2 times. Snap. Circle the leg. Great job. Push again. Okay, we're going to reach up, reach down, Tighten the tummy and pull. Reach up, pull. Let's do it again, over here. Don't forget to tighten. Okay, let's tighten the abdominals. Tighten, tighten. Pull it in tight, tight. One more. Now the glutes, here we go. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze again. And squeeze. Hey, are you squeezing?
I'm trying.
Okay. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Use the shoulders. And now let's walk. So do the hip hinge. Walk one, keep your back straight. And now squeeze those shoulder blades. And one more time, hip hinge, reach down, pull back, squeeze. Now remember you're a spy, so you're hiding. You're hiding. Now we can see you, hide again. Woo! Don't you feel better?
I really do.
Okay, I'm going to do just one more thing with you. This is going to be slow and mellow. And if we have the next song, I want you to think about your posture again.
So many
hear it?
steps.
Okay. Okay, let's take a big belly breath. Slowly let it go. Move up to the ribs. Big breath in. And slowly let it go. Now you're going to round your spine. And then you're going to open up your chest. Let's put that with the breathing. Breathe out. And slowly breathe in. Good work. Make the shoulder go around. And then reach out with your hand and stretch the fingers. And round with this shoulder, reach out, stretch, and stretch.
I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, this is.
I want you just to take your hands to the side, follow with your head. This is for your back. Now we're going to do something a little different. Put one hand behind your head, or behind your back, and one hand here, and turn. And this time you can turn a little bit farther. So come to center and turn again, same direction. And now this hand goes behind your back and turn. Notice how much more you can turn. Come to center and turn again. And then come back, round your spine. Bring your arms up, stretch to the ceiling. Take a breath in, and let's do it again. Round, all the way up. Push up that ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Put the hands on the belly. Another big breath. And slowly breathe out. Now clasp your hands, push forward, straighten those arms, and then back in. Push and straighten, and back in. Now this time take it all the way up. Relax your shoulders, and push to the side, and lean to this side, and push. Now as you push, make sure you stay on top of those sits bones. Just let the upper body move.
I always forget the sits bones.
And then you come down and work the wrists and stretch and squeeze. Okay, there you go. Don't you feel better? Good master. I forgot to show you this picture of Clouseau. You know, no matter what this guy does, he messes it up. And I like him because not only is his accent and his facial expressions, but he's always doing these dumb things that should be normal, and he always ends up looking a little bit like this, you know? So, anyway, that's why I love him.
What's your favorite Pink Panther?
What's my favorite?
What's your favorite one?
I really don't know. I like them all.
Yeah, they're
I
really
just
good.
love them.
I just have a couple more questions for you. We'll have you sit down here real quick. I just wanted to mention real quick, actually. Sean, could you hit the screen for me? Or
Yes.
Alex? Thanks, sorry. Maybe like 11 years ago, I actually was a crew member for KSPS, and I got to do audio for you.
You did.
And that was the first time I found, well, my audio work did very well.
Legendary.
So I got to play that music. You would pick out that music, and I'd cue it up and be
That's
ready
right.
for you.
That's right.
Really, it's crazy. Like
It was
it's
fun.
all in the South Hill. We do it right here. It's amazing. But I can't. There you go. Oh, so this is my oldest son, Cohen. He's 9 and he has cerebral palsy, and every morning he gets, when in the summertime, he gets up and he sits on the ottoman and he hears your song and he goes, Mary Ann Wilson song, and he does the whole thing, and it's the sweetest thing. And he was, my wife was pregnant with him right the last time I did the show, and you gave him that shirt,
Yes.
and that's the old logo shoot for me, so we're gonna upgrade.
Yeah.
But every morning he gets up and do that, and it just
That's special.
we're so thankful, and
I know.
it's so great, and he's so happy doing it, and I just can't thank you enough for everything you've done.
Thank you.
And also, I don't know if you remember, but you also humiliated me 10 years ago, and
No.
when you beat me at arm wrestling. I would challenge you again, but I don't want to be embarrassed yet again in front of you.
I think you won that, really.
Nope. It looks like I'm trying a lot harder than you, I think.
Oh, that's
But we can't thank you so much for coming on. We
welcome.
can't thank you enough for
Absolutely.
coming on. We really appreciate
welcome.
appreciate giving everybody a demonstration. Everybody feel great now?
I hope you all learned a lot about your body and how just a little bit of movement can make you feel. So I woke them all up for your next guest.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And Bob, when does it air? When do we the new season? Do you know yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
You heard it, folks, from the source.
Go find ksps.org to find all these scheduling and
I
programming that's
think
going on.
November the 1st is supposed to come out,
Okay.
and probably February the next 10.
Terrific.
So, yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Mary
You're
Ann Wilson,
welcome.
everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Oh, sits bones.
Yeah.
You know, I really was like, I feel loose. I feel good. It's great. What do we got? We're going to. Do we have another video? Do we?
Rumor is that there are more dead authors.
More than authors. I think we'll have a couple more, and then we'll come. We'll
Take
come
a peek.
back. We'll see.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Plath, and are you warm? It's really hot in here. Can ghosts even get warm?
Hi there, I'm Ernest Hemmingway. I wrote the great American novel. You ever try to scratch an itch with a shotgun? I got 5 cats. That'll drive any man to madness. You know, all my cats have 5 toes. You know what they call a cat with 5 toes? A Hemingway. You're welcome.
Oh, hello. I am Franz Kafka. How does my hair look? I don't want it to look stupid. I would be very, very, very foolish if my hair looks stupid. And now I actually feel a little silly for even being concerned about that and being such a pest to you all. That was a little joke in reference to one of my works, The Metamorphosis. By me, it's a story of a man who turns into a bug, and I am so instantly filled with regret and shame for having done this shameless pitch. I wish I could die a second time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything, folks. Does it look okay, though? I don't want to look silly.
Bunch of loonies.
Franz, I thought, would be a little more confident.
No, not at all. Definition of self-doubt. But to a hilarious result. We could all learn a thing from that.
Well, our next guest has a slew of achievements and is just an amazing singer-songwriter. She's the host of the Northwest of Nashville at the Bartlett. And she is a fiddle champion. Please welcome Jenny Anne Mannan. Thanks so much for coming on.
Jenny Anne Mannan.
I want you to keep going.
There it is.
Jenny Anne.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. I
Yeah.
feel so warm and loose and
Yeah, you were doing you did the?
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh yeah, that part was hard for me too.
Yeah. You learn your limitations of your range of motion. It's pretty sad.
Or the limitations of your clothing.
Right.
There's that too, sure.
Doing it in a suit jacket was not easy. But so you're a bit of a partridge family you had, yeah?
Little-
I'm gonna get your back.
Oh, thank you. Is it okay? We're just gonna push
Sean,
this button.
Sean.
Don't mind
No,
me.
he's
Sean.
fine.
There we go.
You know,
I have that effect.
I'm not surprised. Congratulations, sir. Nicely done. Yes.
But you grew up in a family band, no?
I did.
Yeah?
I did. The Partridge Family is an apt comparison,
Yeah.
and one that we heard many, many times.
Sure.
7 kids.
7 kids.
7.
Wow.
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
number 2 of 7.
Oh, wow.
Yes. We fully had
So you had to take care of children.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, lots of. I was just teasing my kids today. They were crying about having to clean up after the cat, and I was like, "Well, you don't have to
know what
clean
I
up
did."
after your siblings." So, yeah. Yes.
That's good. But traveling band though, so what did you have? Just a
Oh, just a bus, like you do.
just a bus.
Yeah, it was just a bus. There was no motorhomes for us. Those are not nearly legit enough. Yeah, so we fully had, our first bus was a 1948 Silverside's Greyhound bus. So you know, like the bus in in A League of Their Own.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
that the team rides around on. That was our bus.
Man, that's so cool.
It was very crazy. There were crazy things happen though when you have a bus that is that old. Like the engine could catch on fire.
Sure.
Or the windshield wipers could stop working when you're driving through the snow in South Dakota. Sure. So you might have to.
It's a little terrifying.
Well, yeah. Or but that's the good thing about having so many kids, though.
Yeah.
Because like
got
what you can
extras?
do is you can attach wire to the windshield wiper, and then you can have some kids on this side of the bus and some kids on this side, and then alternate like pulling. You know.
Like a weird puppet show?
It's our own version of Sit and Be Fit.
Was it rigged out with like beds and stuff?
Oh
or was
yeah,
it just
bunk beds, man. The second bus that we had, which was way nicer than the first one, it was a 1969 Silver Eagle.
We
So
got
it
a
was
lot
brown.
of bus aficionados.
Yes, so it's important to get these things right because they will know the difference. No, but that one had 9 bunk beds, so stacked, 3 high. So there was a place for everyone to sleep, and there was almost enough room for all of our stuff. So
Almost,
yeah.
9 people and everybody plays an instrument.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, the worst part was the bunk that was full of all the instruments. That was horrible.
Yeah.
Nobody slept in that one.
Was it a full? So what did you? You played fiddle, yeah.
So, okay, so yes. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with the bluegrass ensemble, like the traditional instrumentation, but there's...
Washboard, gut bucket.
You see? No, that's the thing. I'm so glad we're defining our terms. It's good that we're talking about this. No, so you have to have your upright bass, acoustic bass, so the big, huge one.
Right.
Enormous. That had its own bunk.
Right, yeah.
The bass did.
Yeah.
And then an acoustic guitar.
Sure.
And a banjo, obviously. So my mom played the bass, and my dad played the banjo and guitar, and then my brother and I played fiddles. Yeah. And then all the younger siblings, they played sort of, but mostly they were there
Tambourine
for
players.
cute. Right? Yes, they were tambourine players. So they were cute. Really, they were real cute.
And you guys just traveled the country?
Yeah, we did. We would take off like the end of, beginning of May usually every year, and hit the road and travel all over, the U.S. and Canada, and then come home when it got cold, or sometimes stay out until it was usually the end of October that we came home.
So would your parents book all of these shows
Yeah, we had a booking agent, and sometimes she worked out, and sometimes she didn't. But she was funny. So she wore really tall lizard skin boots and had big, huge earrings. That's what I remember about her.
She walked in, and one day all you playing was like, "You kids got a sound."
Yeah, she did. Yeah, literally. Like I'm not kidding. At one point, we were in Nashville, Tennessee, and we were playing our fiddles. I was 9 years old, and my older brother was 10, and we were playing our fiddles out in the parking lot, and there was a producer out there who was like, "Hey, I want these kids to make a record."
That is so crazy.
So we did. It was really,
it
was pretty cool. It was like a movie.
That's amazing.
It was awesome.
And I said you were a fiddle champion.
Right.
That was when you were pretty young.
I was pretty young. So the thing about fiddle contests that I don't know if people know, but they have divisions that start, like you can start playing in fiddle contests when you're like, barely walking. So my first contest I didn't play until I was like 6 because I got a late start. But yeah.
What a slacker.
I know, I was such a slacker. But I remember my first contest, I showed up and there were all these little kids that were just playing the fire out of their fiddles, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. So I started.
So you learned right quick.
I did. Yeah, I had a little catching up to do, like we said, but I did my best, and then.
Well, I got a guitar when I was 16, and I thought I'll just magically know how to play guitar.
Oh shoot, I'm so sorry.
And then you got it, and I was like,
dang.
Oh, that's hard.
I know, it's not the same as Guitar Hero, is it? Such a bummer.
I learned my 3-bar chords.
Right, which really, that's all you need. You just need the 3. That's all you need.
How do you do, you just saw kids playing a fiddle, and then you thought, I'm going to do that, and then obviously your parents were musicians, so.
Right. Well, I was really lucky to have some really great teachers, and just be around music all the time. Yeah, it was definitely immersion culture, for sure. So there was always music around, and it was kind of a thing where it was more fun to do that than anything else. So we played a lot, and so it's funny because people talk about music competitions, and people don't really know what to make of that. Is that weird, or it's folk music, so is that bad? But really, the competing aspect was way more of a community experience, and it was about kind of being part of something.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was very, very cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
It was awesome.
Tell us a little bit about Northwest of Nashville.
So Northwest of Nashville has been such a fun thing to be a part of. It was about 3.5 years ago. I have 4 kids. I know you have 3, and it's.
You win.
Yeah, well, no. Nobody wins. Like we said before, everyone's doing hard work with being parents. But I wanted to find a way to kind of be involved in the music scene here in Spokane, because there's so much going on, and there are so many great musicians, and so I wanted to find a way to be connected to all of that and kind of get to do my stuff, but also, have a community with other people who are playing and performing. And so I talked to Carly at the Bartlett, who's so amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, she's such a great person. So about the idea of hosting a monthly variety show there. And so the vision of the show has really been to bring together people from different parts of the Spokane music scene and kind of do this one event. I always say it's like what I would do in my living room if it were big enough. I love to get my friends together and have them all play music and have people there to listen and participate. And so this is something that it really kind of fills that need for me. And yeah.
It's such a great idea, you know, and it's, you know, folk, bluegrass, like they all, you know, it has a bit of a like comeback as of late. And, you know, there's a lot of like amazing stuff, and there's, you know, it's kind of morphed into different things, and there's a lot of different sounds.
That's the thing that's so fun about it, is that there's a lot of latitude about genre. Like, I'll invite some people and they're like, well, I don't really do folk, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, we've had, I mean, you know, everybody in town, from Alan Stone to, you know, like the girls who are part of Prairie War, and, you know, just and then there's a lot of really great contest fiddlers in the area. So, and I try to have kind of as wide a variety as I can on any given night.
It's really cool to showcase, because I mean, again, like it's a thing that like a lot of people probably didn't know, that we have a lot of like amazing artists here in town.
It's one of my favorite things to hear at the end of the night when people say, well, where did you find these people? Where are they from? And I'm like, right here. They're all from right here. So, it's been really fun.
Yeah, and the Bartlett right downtown here, Carly and Caleb Ingersoll, they're opening a new venue as well. So yeah, it's really exciting, really cool if you go down there and check it out.
Yes, it's been really awesome.
So for your first song, you're gonna play for us pretty soon here?
Yes, first song, yes.
And what's that about?
So, okay, so this song, it's funny about writing songs, because it's a lot easier to write songs about something that didn't actually happen to you. And then if there's a story that's really personal, sometimes it takes a lot longer to figure out how to say it.
Well, I heard it in the sound check, and it's very... it's heavy, man.
It's, you know, it's a whole thing.
It's great.
Well, so it's funny because the acoustic music culture, especially in certain parts of the country, tend to be a pretty male-dominated kind of scene.
Sure.
And until recently, I mean, it's been really amazing in the last 5 to 7 years to see how many amazing female artists have emerged and kind of have found place and gotten the credit that they deserve. But up until then, it was pretty tough for girls on the scene. So I spent some time in Nashville in my early 20s. And during that time, you know, I learned a lot. And about maybe this time last year, there was kind of a lot going on in the news about women and some things in like entertainment culture. And it was something that I
didn't hear about.
I don't know. Like it was, I don't know. It was this big deal apparently. Like there was this like hashtag or whatever. I don't even know.
Huge movement.
It was kind of a big thing. So I was trying to think about what, you know, how does my story kind of fit into the larger narrative, and then like, you know, how do I say what I want to say with kind of some humor. And but anyway, at one point, one of the things that happened to me when I was younger is I have an older brother who's also a really amazing musician, and he found work really quickly when we moved out to Nashville, and he got a lot of accolades right away. And so there were times when I would kind of be standing alongside him, kind of doing similar things to what he was doing. And there was this one occasion in particular when I was about 15 where this musician who I really looked up to, and he had been such a great mentor to us and had been really sweet to us. And it was just a really unfortunate situation because he was really authentically motivated to say really sweet things to my brother. Like it was a moment of him really complimenting my brother and saying, you know, you're really coming into your own as a musician, and I really hear your voice coming through, and it doesn't sound like you're imitating your heroes anymore, you're just really playing like yourself. And then I'm standing there next to him and kind of like waiting for like, what's he gonna say about me? And he looked at me and he was like, and you just keep smiling and looking pretty.
Oh, God.
I know, and like at the time, I didn't even know why it was such a bummer, you know, but it was a really big bummer. So I've been telling my husband that story. I've told him over the years, and he's always like, when are you gonna write that song? You know, when are you gonna write a song about that? And I'm like, I don't know how. So eventually, like this last year, I finally figured out how to do it, I think. So yeah.
Well, I think it's really important. It is a really powerful song, and it's really great. I think, you know, during this time, I find myself trying to think of like, how can I help
Sure,
and,
totally.
for a lot of different people, you know, who really need it. And you know, this is just a great avenue, and it's really great that you're helping other younger people, you know, find a place, and I think it's really great. So
thanks so much.
Jenny Anne Mannan is going to play her song for us. Give her a big round of applause.
Thank you.
While she's getting set up, everybody, last call for No Lie in the back corner there. They're pouring beer. Got a little bit of time. Grab a beer.
Also, Jenny, do you have albums, stuff that people can find you on the internet?
You know, it would have made a lot of sense for me. Oh,
let me get you.
Thank you. I'm not amazing at remembering to push buttons.
There we go.
I would have remembered to bring those things tonight if I
Well,
had,
people will find them. We'll
but yes, if you go to JennyAnneMannan.com or to iTunes or Spotify, you can find me in all of those places. So, okay. So here's this song. It's called "It's Hard to Be a Woman in This Town." It's hard to be a woman in this town. The fellas down on music road can wear you down. In this good old boys club, so few gentlemen around. It's hard to be a woman in this town. If your eyes are too wide, they'll tell you you're naive. But then they'll say you're jaded if you don't believe all the promises they make, oh, the liberties they take. It isn't really love, and they never really leave. It's hard to be a woman in this town. The fellas down on Music Row can wear you down. In this good old boys club, so few gentlemen around. It's hard to be a woman in this town. An older man might treat you like his protege. He'll throw you all the ropes and put you on the stage. Out where the lights are bright, but the truth comes out at night. And you thought he would behave just because he's twice your age. It's hard to be a woman in this town. The fellas down on Music Row can wear you down. In this good old boys club, so few gentlemen around. It's hard to be a woman in this town. Or maybe when you first hit town, you might meet your favorite singer out one night on Broadway Street. He comes to hear you play. You wonder what he'll say. Well, baby girl, just keep smiling and looking pretty. It's hard to be a woman in this town. The fellas down on Music Row can wear you down. In this good old boys club, so few gentlemen around. It's hard to be a woman in this town. Yes, it's hard to be a woman in this town.
Jenny Anne Mannan, everybody. Jenny's going to come back near the end of the show and play a couple more for us, so stick around for that. We had a few more authors.
Wouldn't
There's
leave
a
us
lot
alone.
of iconic authors that are just living in this library. So we tried to get as many as we could.
We roped them in.
Yeah, we'll do a couple more for you. Oh, actually, our friends, I forgot, sorry. This is a last minute edition, but our old pals, Jordan and Morgan, and Darian, went and made another Every Damn Burger. Yeah, we got a new Every Damn Burger.
Single damn burger.
If you don't know, we have a show called Every Damn Burger, and our friend Darian Mack here makes it. And our friends Jordan Satterfield and Morgan Lynch, they are going to every burger place in Spokane and trying all of the burgers.
They just love them.
So you can follow them on Instagram at Every Damn Burger, and you can watch this recent episode right now.
Denying it.
Man, I really wish there was a cheeseburger like right here.
Oh, just right there? I think we can do that. I'm gonna go ask him to do that.
Anyway, hi, welcome to Morgan's Burger Corner. Jordan's gone, so now we can really talk. I don't have anything to say. I was really hoping I was gonna have something to say at the end of that. Okay, my top favorite burger toppings in order are cheese, crunchy lettuce, any other crunchy element, like if you like fry up a pickle or fry up an onion, put it on there. So a crunchy element and bacon, it's good. So while you were gone, we decided that it's just my show now and that you're out.
Just your show.
Yeah.
So I'm not, I'm not in it at all.
It's called Morgan's Burger. It's called Morgan's Burger Bonanza.
Morgan's Burger Bonanza. That's actually kind of hard to say. You might want to read
Okay,
it. Just as a friend, I want you to rethink
It's
the title.
called Just Morgan.
All right, so where are we at, Morgan? What are we doing?
We are at Ruins for Burger Night.
Burger Night.
Burger Night. It's, I don't know, colloquially Burger Night. I'm gonna get a...
But you don't do the French fries with shit on top.
No, I like regular French fries.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will have a bite of your French fries for funsies. But I'm gonna get a Happy Meal because that's the kind of person I am.
Happy Meal. Well, it comes with French fries, so it's very convenient.
Yes, it's true.
I don't know if it still does this, but it used to come with a toy.
I'm hoping it still does. I mean, that's really why I made why I pulled the trigger on
One
the
time,
Happy Meal.
I got a glow-in-the-dark cat figurine.
That sounds
I still have
incredible.
it.
I would put that on my mantle.
The Ruins cat. Also, I'm getting really hungry because I can smell this stuff.
And I'm seeing everybody else get these cute little burger packets delivered to their doors.
So you're going for, I mean, you're in the Happy Meal mood now. You want it delivered with
I want a little, but I mean, even just a burger on its own is adorable.
It's okay, money is the thing.
Hey, it's burgers.
Look who it is. Oh my god. Look at this
Holy shit.
tower.
Remember when I said about all these cute burgers? This is a cute burger.
It's adorable.
But it's not adorable like, oh, cute, they tried. It's adorable like, holy shit, they made the perfect item.
It's simple and it's perfect.
Yeah.
We'll bring it back to you. We'll bring it back.
Thank you.
A Frankenstein.
This is the perfect thing.
It's spooky.
He's glow in the dark.
It's almost Halloween.
Oh my god.
He's trying to eat your cheeseburger. You better move it. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's like how? It's like how?
Like how?
How? I've had burgers before.
Lots of them.
Lots of them. You and I have had 19 burgers together.
Over the last year.
Over the last year. And it's like nothing even comes Nothing comes close. How do they do it? What do they do? Jordan, would you like a French fry?
Thank you, Frankenstein.
Oh.
We have a good relationship.
You and Frank? Very close. I don't even know what else to say.
I gotta tell you, with a little bit of bias, I knew coming into this that this was gonna be the one for me.
Right.
It's gonna be my favorite one.
Right.
Because it's my favorite burger in town. I knew it. Well, it's my favorite sit-down burger
I
in
was
town.
gonna say.
I won't reveal what my favorite burger in town is until we go there, but honestly, it's one of those things where it's not worth explaining. People just have to do it. They just have to have it and try it.
Yeah. And why not?
I am Sir J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm sorry, my son did what with my writing? He's still alive? Oh, we must do something about that.
Hey, I'm Jeff Chilton. I wrote the Chilton Guide. Try fixing your Chevy without me.
I'm Charles Bukowski, and one time I peed my pants and I thought it was funny, so I said I was a poet. And, you know, people thought it was much more serious than it actually was.
Hello, I'm Virginia Woolf, and I told you that pond was deep.
Virginia Woolf gets dark, man. That was. Up next, we're going to have a friend of ours perform the first time here at Lilac City Live. He's an author, a poet, a comedian, and a lover of Spokane. Give a big hand to Tony Russell. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mary Ann Wilson was here tonight. How sweet is that, huh? Gosh, now all I can think of is like, man, I really want my blood pressure to be a testimonial one day. He was 120/70. I want to answer a very obvious question before we get started. Yes, my mattress is on the floor. It's okay, I know what I look like. I'm coming to terms with what I look like. I think I figured it out. I look like I got fired. Like from anywhere. Like a year ago. I saw a lot of Lime scooters on my drive down here. Those are really cool. It's really weird for me when I'm driving, though, because all I see when I see them is 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. I'm half Korean and half Spanish. So I figured a good business venture for me would be to open a tapas restaurant where you can do your dry cleaning. Extra starch. Nobody ever believes me when I tell them I'm half Korean. They're like, I'm half Korean. They're like, oh, I don't know. I don't really see it. I was like, I'm half Korean from the waist down. My parents are both immigrants, so growing up, we never went out to eat. But I would always see advertisements for something called Homestyle biscuits or Homestyle gravy. Or the one that really messed me up was Homestyle restaurant. It's like, what the hell is a Homestyle restaurant? It's like, maybe it's like my buddy Brian's home. They eat DiGiorno pizza every night. Maybe it's a pizza place. Then I started thinking to myself, it's like, whoa, what if it's like my home? Then I imagine this restaurant in like a bad part of town where you have to let yourself in with a key underneath the doormat, sit cross-legged in front of the TV and get pennies thrown at the back of your head. And then I imagine ordering at this restaurant. I was like, well, the lady will have the fun dip and I'll have the summers full of yard work. And for dessert, we're torn between the flan and the long-term disappointment. I'm married. I really like being married. It's really fun. I wish someone would have explained the bed ratio to me. Because right now it's 90% my wife, 10% the dogs, and then I cargo strap myself to the side of the bed. Every time I go in my room to go to sleep, they're all splayed out on the bed like they got killed in the Da Vinci Code. We love our dogs, though. We're really dumb, though. We're the dumb couple that never puts our dogs out of the room when we're trying to be intimate. So there's always that like inevitable moment where I turn around and there's a catatonic chihuahua in the corner. My other dog looks like the lookout guy at a bank robbery that doesn't want to be there. Being married, I feel like I'm in a romantic comedy all the time, except that special time of the month. Then I feel like I'm in a romantic comedy of the movie Hurt Locker. The whole movie's just me in a bomb suit bringing my wife ice cream on the couch. This is what the trailer to that movie would sound like. He was a regular guy from a regular town. She was a bridge troll with rabies. But somehow they found love. What he couldn't count on, he could have counted on the calendar. My wife's great. We're trying this new thing called polyamorous. Has anyone ever heard of that? Being polyamorous. If you don't know what it is, it's if you don't know what it is, it's it's when you have affairs on each other and try to pretend like it doesn't bother you. Like the other day, my wife's like, "Hey, I'm going on this date." I was like, "Oh, really? That's cool." And she's like, "Well, do you want me to go on the date?" I was like, "Well, I want you to have fun." She's like, "I'm gonna need you to want me to go on this date for me to be okay with it." I was like, "How invested in this date am I? I'm not like rooting for this guy." What am I gonna like babysit your kids while you guys go to Shoney's together? We recently bought a house up north. We used to live downtown. I love downtown. One thing I don't miss is the meth heads, though. And if anyone who has ever been downtown knows that there is not JV meth heads down there, there's varsity meth heads down there. Like if God was like a coach, he's like, "All right, I need someone to throw away their shoes, ride the oldest mountain bike in the world with no chain on it in the freeway on-ramp, and then live in a barbecue under the freeway. Okay, break." I have a solution for all these meth heads, though. I feel like we should put them all on a game show. Wouldn't that be awesome? And what better game show than American Ninja Warrior? Imagine that. American Ninja Warrior Meth Head Edition. Instead of like doing acrobatics, they have to like break into a house and cut all the copper tubing out of it. And like sell someone a quarter gallon of gas and steal their mail. No, is that too much? That's my gauge. I have a lot of tattoos. People always ask me what my tattoos mean. They're like, "Hey, what do your tattoos mean, man? What do they mean, man?" They mean I can't get a job. Okay? This is I'll never be a doctor. These are all the community colleges I failed out of. And this one's I'm really sorry, Mom. There is a silver lining to having a neck tattoo, though. Getting asked for money on the street is totally different. It used to be like, "Hey, man, can you spare anything?" And be like, "Yeah, let me see what I got." But now it's like, "Hey, man, can you..." Wait a second, is that a neck tattoo? Tony? Why did you say so in the first place? "Hey, everyone, this is Tony. He's going to be hanging out with us for a while. Here's your warm Zima, a light bulb, and the oldest mountain bike in the world with no chain on it." Does anyone still use Craigslist? No, really? It's not just for police sting operations? I was hanging out with my buddy the other week, and he's like, on his phone, he goes, "You're never going to guess what they're selling on Craigslist, man." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Someone's selling a shotgun, a tarp, overalls, some duct tape, and a shovel. All for $5. I was like, "Dude, you're about to buy being framed on Craigslist. The only thing missing is the police evidence box that's all supposed to be in." I recently got my license renewed, and when I went up to the counter, the person behind the counter was like, "Well, do you still want to be an organ donor?" And I had to think about it. Because I was like, I think maybe the life-saving years of my organs might be behind me. I was like looking at the guy, I was like, this guy has no idea I've been surviving off Coors Light and old beef jerky for the last 15 years. When I went to the doctor, they took an x-ray of my torso and the doctor thought it was a basket of mozzarella sticks. My name's Tony Russell, I really appreciate it.
Come on up to the couch here, Tony. Tony Russell, everybody. That was great. Hot mic, we good? Yeah.
We're hot, yeah.
Great set, man. That was
Thanks,
fantastic.
appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I love Spokane.
Yeah. Likewise. So when did you get your start? How long you been doing comedy?
I first went on stage about 10 years ago in Atlanta, but I've been doing it serious for probably like 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you're making quite a bit of progress. I mean,
I'm trying to.
If you go to the Spokane Comedy Club, you'll see, probably see Tony. Like you're there quite often. You're working a lot. Recently, you were in the Valley Fest Comedy Cup.
Yeah, the clean comedy. That was a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a clean comedy competition.
Like, how clean does it have to be? Is it like very?
I mean, probably about comparable
did you have to cut
this.
any
Yeah.
of that you did?
No, it had to be cleaner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. So yeah, did you write new material?
So I had to wear pants.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I know. I gotta tell you though, I'm feeling pretty uncomfortable sitting next to this guy.
Well,
though.
it's the beard.
That's fair.
Yeah. I just, hobos have extra sense when they know a hobo is in the vicinity with them. I just have one question.
Yeah.
Is life like a box of chocolates?
Oh, don't see, you're spoiling next year's Halloween costume. You already spoiled it. Missy was going to be Gump before the run, and I'm going to be Gump after the run.
Gaunt after the run.
Gumped after the run.
Gotcha.
You also recently did Comedy Wars?
Yeah, that was fun too.
What was that?
It's an improv comedy show which is new to me.
Yeah.
Doing improv, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a joke writer usually,
Sure.
and like
straight stand up.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was a challenge, but it was really fun.
Yeah. And have you ever tried improv before?
Yeah, I've done it a few times,
Yeah.
but it just now I'm getting a lot more comfortable, but it used to be I'd freeze up, if I had to do improv on the spot.
Did they have you do like improv games, or was it like set?
Yeah,
like
there was there was different categories. I had to like write a weird poem and stuff where I was like a serial killer, which was really a stretch. I had to really
stretch
dig
the
deep.
imagination there. Yeah.
About 6 feet deep. Yeah.
And coming up, you have the comedy showcase at the Buzz. Where's the Buzz at?
The Buzz is in the Valley, I think, on Thor.
Okay.
Mm.
And that's how many people? How many comedians?
I think
are
there's
there?
like 6.
Is it
Yeah,
6?
it's
Yeah.
a competition. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, people go out to the Buzz. That's in November, yeah.
Yeah, that's next month.
Okay, great. And you find Tony Russell
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I'm like omnipresent. Yeah.
That is him around the corner.
Oh,
yeah.
Even
mostly
now.
online or like in between 2 and 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like arguing politics.
Yeah. I think we all are doing that one.
Yeah, that's like one of my hobbies.
Yeah. I'm going varsity in that myself.
Nice callback.
Yeah. Have any weird shows you've had doing all these?
Yeah, I've had some weird shows. One time I was doing a show in Idaho, and the entire audience was white supremacists.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I went on stage, and the first thing I said was, "Let's hear it for white people," and the entire crowd went crazy.
Oh my God.
But then it was total dead silence as soon as I said I was half Korean. And then they had to usher me out through the back.
You're like,
Is this before or after the green room came out? That would I would imagine if you'd already seen Green Room going into that, it'd be like, oh nope, I'm just gonna turn around right now.
I unfortunately had seen it and still took my chances. Yeah.
No, brave of you. No, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Also, not only being a comedian, you've written a book with your wife called Kiss the Messenger.
Yeah.
We have them in the back, or right over there, near the beer and wine. What inspired this? What's it about?
Well, I really love Spokane, And it's sort of like a Bloody Valentine to Spokane.
Yeah.
It's a crime noir series that's based in Spokane, and
Very cool.
yeah, about dirty cops, prostitutes, alcoholic vigilante.
Some dark stuff.
Yeah, some super dark stuff.
Yeah.
But it's really fun though. It's a really fun read.
It's a light read.
No, it really is. Yeah,
It really is. I've read it. I bought it.
Some comedy.
When you first put it out, I think at the last zine
So a few years ago,
place,
yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good book. It's right back there. $10 for the first one, and
Yeah, and I'll sign it for you.
Sign it. He'll put some cryptic message in there for you, I'm sure.
If you have lip gloss, I'll kiss it.
But anything else coming up in the next few months, or?
Well, winter's coming up, which I like to call "scratch my legs until they bleed" season.
Oh God, me too. I get that so bad.
But I don't. I think it's a white person thing.
I hate it. Well, that's good. Look for scratchy legs this winter. That'll be great. And thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks
Tony
so much
Russell,
for having me.
everybody. Tony.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Thanks. We have one last send-off with our dead authors, and then we're going to have the amazing Jenny Anne Mannan come back up and sing us a couple more songs and
round it all out.
Yeah, so one last for the dead authors.
Hi, I'm Truman Capote, and I originally wrote Cold Blood as a love letter to phlebotomists.
Hello, I'm Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley. I'm not Frankenstein's monster, I'm Frankenstein's monster. My daughter hates me.
Ours.
Mine.
Ours.
Mine.
Ours.
Mine.
Hi, I'm H.R. Geiger. Before I did drawings for Xenomorphs, then I did other writings too, but no one ever published because it was too dark like my soul. But I know that H.R. Geiger stands for, hey, really Geiger.
The thing I keep coming back to is we need to immediately develop a spin-off where it's the adventures of, hey, really Geiger and Franz Kafka just trying to figure it out, you know?
Oh, that sounds like a great
a couple
idea.
lost souls,
I like it a
just
lot.
trying to find some contact out in the ether.
Anyway, folks, thanks so much for coming out to the show tonight. Jenny Anne, come on out real quick. We'll close up the show here. Another round of applause for Jenny Anne Mannan. Round of applause for Tony Russell. Round of applause for Spokane Zone. Marianne Wilson, thank you so much for coming on, Marianne. Thank you all for coming out. Jenny Anne, what are you going to play for us?
This one is called the Traveling American Family Band.
Oh, so short title.
It's very short.
Yeah. Fits on the back of the CD.
Yes, that was the whole plan.
All right, Jenny Anne Mannan, thanks so much for coming out to Lilac City Live. Have a great night.
See you next month.
We're the traveling American family band, singing songs about Jesus in Daddy's hands. Daddy plays guitar, Mama plays bass, me and my brother twin fiddle on stage.
everybody. Do you guys want to hear one more? Okay, let's do one more. Also, the next Northwest of Nashville show is Tuesday the 30th. That's next Tuesday at the Bartlett at 8 p.m. It's going to be a great lineup. We're going to have a lot of fun. You guys should come. Prepare for me a place in Big Sky, Montana, the swamps of Louisiana, the hills of Alabama. Prepare for me a place with no sin or sorrow, no broke tomorrow, every day a song, where every phrase ends in a rhyme, where my heart and hands keep time, where I only make promises I keep, and when the nighttime comes, I go to sleep. Prepare for me a place where I always knew her, I didn't use her, and I didn't lose her. Prepare for me a place with no faded flowers, no lonely hours, every day a song, where every phrase ends in a rhyme, where my heart and hands keep time, where I only make promises I keep, and when the nighttime comes, I go to sleep. Prepare for me a place with blue skies above me, green fields below me, the winding road before me. Prepare for me a place with church bells ringing, an angel band singing, every day a song, where every phrase ends in a rhyme, where my heart and hands keep time, where I only make promises I keep, and when the nighttime comes, I go to sleep. Thanks so much, everybody. Good night.
Justin learned your theme song.
Hey, how about that?